Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of D6 Weekly Workout. And yeah, today I'm doing it on Monday, not on Tuesday, but I guess it's not that big of a difference. The format stays the same. I've even put a poll on my YouTube channel asking if people want me to keep this format or to change the format and play 3 or 4 games daily, not like 15 or 20 weekly. But people had split opinions, but a bit more people wanted this format, so we're going to keep going the way it has been thus far. And without further ado, I know that everyone's here to watch me play and get flagged. Without further ado, let's start game 1. We get white, we play d3, we get the reversed Philidor, I hope, or the reversed King's Indian. Now we get the reversed King's Indian, and after e5, actually I cannot really follow the lines. Even after g6 I cannot really follow the lines from the course, because the knight is already here and I cannot go for the bishop f4 or with black bishop f5 lines, but that's the risk you have to take when playing white and play 1 d3. Okay, so now I'm gonna go for this line with h3. In reverse they usually have h6. Okay, I'm a bit confused now because I have one tempo up compared to the normal position. I'm not sure how to use it, but whether I'm supposed to go, considering black has not played h6, should I maybe go knight g5, knight e4, aim for this square, or should I just play normal c3, queen b3, the normal plan? Not 100% sure. Okay, I'll just go for the normal plan. Although knight g5 looked attractive, there was also queen f3, there was knight e4, even knight f7 ideas exist in that structure. But okay, this is the typical plan, typical idea. When you go a4, queen b3, usually you're black and you go a5, queen b6, but doesn't matter. And yeah, then this is the usual follow-up to push a5. Then try to create a weakness here, go queen b5, and then later see where to go with this knight and this bishop. You always have less space, but it is a King's Indian anyway. I do hope everything's fine with the stream, that people can see me, hear me, and so on. In one of the past streams there was some mic echo, which was a problem. Okay, so now this is a loose piece. Is there a way to exploit it? Some knight e5s. But my rook is also hanging. Knight e5, knight e5, knight e5. Rook e5. No, this is defended, so I should just play something normal. Maybe knight g4, knight g5, knight e4. Or just bishop d2, or even just queen b5. But okay, this looks attractive considering my opponent never spent a move on this. Like, why not? Now, originally I wanted to go here. Okay, 7 is also not dumb. This is, I think, stronger because after rook 8 I can take and go knight d6, and then I got rid of this very powerful bishop. And the pin is quite annoying. I'm not sure how my opponent will get rid of the rook, because now if he goes here, I guess I can take on d5, like rook b7, bishop d, rook b7, queen b7, bishop d5, knight a5, but I can take on b7. So yeah, this should be quite good, I think. Hello to Orewatushar, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, sorry if I didn't. 61, welcome to the stream. Okay, h6, now I'm gonna definitely go here. The d6 square is now under my control, and had I played this first without the rook here, it would not have been so good. Okay, can I go knight to 6, take, queen d6? Don't see any tactical tricks, honestly. If there are no tactical tricks, then maybe black is completely fine. Hopefully not, but I just don't see it. Okay, then let's just make some move before I lose some time. You can call me Tushi. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to make 3-minute games instructive, so my time is often not ideal. Knight d6, b5. Okay, knight f3 is surely not a good move. That I'm 100% sure about. But I have to speed up, as people have noticed. Let's go here. Now b6 is hanging, bishop d5 is hanging. Now it's quite good positionally, but time-wise, definitely not. Still, we've been through worse in these streams. Actually, I'll take with the rook if they take. Go c4. Now it's all just about flagging, so you won't learn much from this part of the game. Sorry. But what can I do? So yeah, this was not really ideal. And now basically you have our King's Indian Fianchetto with reversed, with one tempo up, which is definitely quite good. After rook 8, apparently I should go knight g5 immediately, because I guess after h6, knight f... no, not knight f7. Queen f3, just knight e4. Surprisingly enough, after knight g5, the engine wanted to go rook f8. Now it's changed its mind, wants to go f5, f4. Okay, still tricky. But after h3, I just wanted to get this position with a tempo up, because I played this sometimes with black. Surely I had a great position here, but somewhere I'm knight f7, really. So knight f7, king f7, knight e3. This hasn't even crossed my mind, unfortunately. And what after rook here? Take... just exploit the pin, and the king is... so this is a check, that's why it works. Fair enough. And knight e4 was apparently quite bad, because now I really don't have a good continuation. I couldn't really make this work, honestly. How does it work? Yeah, c4? No, what did I want after? Yeah, knight c8 or knight c6 I wanted. Like, take, and I wasn't sure about this stuff, because you gave up a horrific central square. So, it's definitely not something I wanted to do lightly, but now after queen b5, black was probably totally fine, and then... yeah, it was just about flagging the later part of the game. Okay, that was game 1. Not sure that was a good game, but it's definitely a start. Again, I'm getting white. I'd prefer to play only black, but what can you do? Let's go d3, knight f3. Now we get some kind of a copycat. This is definitely not something to write home about. Let's go a4 to stop b5 and this expansion. We'll also go a5 for the same reason. My opponent will now go there. How do I play against this? d4 will be a waste of time compared to the... e4 is a waste of time because I played one d3, but again I couldn't make the reverse system to show the lines and from the court. What to do? d4. No, okay, I guess I'll play the normal stuff. H3, bishop e3. Just, it's kind of a reversed Philidor now, or Pert. I'm not sure which one exactly. Knight b5 ideas usually exist here. Take knight d6, but I don't think it's too good here. Bishop f4 is logical, so I guess I'll play that. So now maybe knight b5 is a problem. Takes and bishop d6. And if knight e5, which I'm expecting, I'm gonna go g4, bishop g3, f4, the slow plan, which usually works quite well in these structures. e6. I guess I should just continue with my plan. I'm not that scared of c5. Maybe I should be, but c5, knight e2, knight f4. I think this is a big weakness. There's also g5 followed by knight d5 if needed. Hello to Master Shrook. May I please watch you play the Sicilian Timonov and the next e4 player you face? I mean, this series is quite typical for one. The series is mainly about 1d6, and I'm not really playing other openings. I don't think I'll make a difference. I don't think I'll change that. Okay, we'll see. Hello, is that my PC fan whirling in the background? I'm not sure what you can hear and what you cannot hear, sorry. So f4, knight c4, queen c1, looks quite good. Knight f4 also looks good, threatening g5. I'll do something quite fast before I lose on time. Let's go g5, knight d5. This looks really good now, because this knight is kicked away, and then I can continue with my attacking strategy with f4 and seizing space, and hopefully black just gets suffocated after a few moves. Okay, knight c6, this is a good move, surely. How do I go f5, takes, bishop b2. Okay, before I lose in time, let's play something. Bishop b2. I just don't believe in black's position. If they have to play this, then I'm very happy. Okay, it can also be a strategy. They're just trying to play for my time. They just accept basically lost position and try to play for time. Like, everything looks so good. Fg6 looks really good. I want to bring more pieces into play. First, I don't even care about this pawn. Yeah, my opponent is just trying to play quickly. So we'll go here, maybe h4, h5. Knight d3 is the idea. Okay, I'll go here. I guess now I'll sacrifice the exchange, because I think they have to do this now, and then I'm gonna go rook f7. I don't think knight f2, fg7 can ever work. But okay, I did give up some squares as well. Let's go here. Can't say I'm too happy with how this went. Bishop here is quite dumb. Rook f8 is probably best now. For black, now I'm trying to go here and here, but I have 20 seconds, that's why I'm playing so quickly. It's hard to make this 3-minute blitz instructive, very hard actually. And so play well. I'm not sure if it's even possible. Knight f3 I guess take and go rook c8. Hopefully. Let's protect here first. Now this should help me big time. Take here. No, not include knight f5. Go here first. There has to be some checkmate, but I don't see it, so This is what online chess comes down to. They're watching those who are flagging in Bulat. I mean, everyone has their own. Someone just doesn't want to learn, just want to have fun with something, and that's totally fine. But I'm trying to make this relatively instructive, and played lines recommended in my Chessable course, which you can use the Chessable command to check out. So yeah, it was some kind of very strange game. By the way, for those of you who are new, I just don't care about the results here. So letting, doesn't matter if I win or lose. B6. This plan is actually wrong here. I would never have guessed. Bishop C1. Lovely. Don't you love engines? Okay, it makes sense to go B5 to me, not B6. Okay, I would go here. Then maybe I would play something like this with black. Or after AB, bishop G3, B5, F4, something like this. But okay, after A6 I was definitely quite happy because the C5 plan I don't think favors black. Now after takes, this was strategically completely winning, but probably tactically I messed up somewhere. I don't think there is a need to allow C4. Maybe I can just go B3 and stop it. If C4 take it, it would be way cleaner strategically. But okay, now it was some mess, but I had 20 seconds, and then yeah, it was probably completely winning all the time. And somehow I managed to win with less than 1 second. Maybe play rapid on chess.com. I don't have chess.com anymore. Maybe I can reopen it, but anyway, do streaming only for fun. The typical chess.com late chess conversations and discussions. I mean, I used to play and stream on chess.com as well, so I don't have affiliation with anyone or anything. My main focus by far is on over the board and coaching. By the way, this is all still part of the Chessable course. I played the line with e takes d4. The other recommendation we gave was c6. Bishop g5. That seems like a weird move, honestly. What if I go h6? Now they have to either take or admit, like, why to give me a tempo with h6? It could be quite useful, I think. So can I go d5 now? Or bishop f8. Bishop f8 is the logical continuation. Probably now I should go d5. And now you try to just claim that you've not only equalized, but also that you have prospects here. Because they have weakened their king. Now there could be some problems with my queen. If I go here or here, there's bishop d2. I'm gonna go back to t8, I guess. Later on there could be bishop d6, queen h4 ideas, and so on. I guess I should go c6 now, right? Just to stop knight b5 nonsense. Take. And I'm definitely happy with the outcome of the opening. It was like a successful Philidor. Let's go bishop d6. Just following the plan I mentioned just now. What's my FIDE? 25, around 25-50, I don't even know exactly. Okay, so I need to be careful here. That's why I'm gonna go bishop d7 first, and only then queen probably to g5. This I don't mind, even though they can play bishop c4. I don't think it's too big of a problem. Maybe it is. Bishop c4, queen g5. Does bishop f7 work? King f7, queen b3. b4 definitely I don't think makes any sense. Now I get this in, and I have knight f4 or queen f4 as ideas. Bishop h3 is hanging, that's the first thing they have to consider. I definitely like my position really a lot now. Microphone gain might be too high, picking up background noise. Oh, sorry about that. I'll try to make it better, considering I'm not a professional streamer and I'm doing this for fun. I don't have great equipment. Hope you'll forgive me. I don't think I have anything direct, so I'm just gonna bring the last piece into play, rook d8. This is my worst placed piece, so... And then later on I can try knight f4, knight h5 maybe, to continue the attack. Hello to Adrian, welcome. Yeah, this is, I think, a big opening success with the Philidor, and it was immediately, I think, hard from the beginning for my opponent to make moves. Let's go knight f4 now. It doesn't matter how the game ends, the opening was a big success, so definitely can... Oh yeah, this I plan to go to f6. Now this is also a problem with knight d5, I think. Knight h5 remains with knight g3, and this could be a bit of a weakness. Okay, if they do this, now there is like 3 weaknesses. I can take the bishop pair with knight h3. Bishop h3 takes g4, but I don't really like this, so I'll just play a normal move. Attack b4. How to further continue this? Bishop e5 maybe? Don't have that much time, so I'm just gonna play this. Try to dislodge the knight, and there are these ideas, and f3 will be a bit more loose. Let's go bishop c8, same reason, just trying to put more pressure on this. Maybe knight c7 or knight f4 can be ideas. I'll ignore the chat for a while because quite low on time. c4. That hangs a pawn, I guess. I do give up the bishop pair, but still, a pawn is a pawn. I think I'm gonna go here, then try to go bishop g4, bishop f3 if I can. My opponent doesn't allow me, which is definitely the right thing to do. Let's go here. I'll have to speed up now. Rook b8 is trying to go somewhere. Let's go knight f6, I guess. Try to go knight g4. I hung a pawn though. Let's go bishop d5. Now without the bishops it should be really good. Let's go here. Here. The opponent game is, I guess, relatively easily winning now. Let's go here. f5, I'm a pawn up, so it should be quite easy now. No need to do any nonsense. And yeah, so I'm quite happy with this game though. Best YouTube video. I'm not sure which one. So I'm quite happy with this game. It showed quite nicely this typical plan when you play the rare e4 line, then go knight e5, bring the knight to g6. I'm sorry, and then even though you have less space, you try to target the e4 pawn, play bishop f8. Later on, maybe bishop d7, c5, bishop c6, and so on. And it's very playable, I think. Bishop e3. Now, yeah, d5. I was already quite happy here because like the space advantage is gone for white, and also his king is less safe than mine. So yeah, I'll definitely call this a big opening success. c6. Maybe, well, of course, like it's not like winning or anything, but at least there are no problems. And yeah, bishop d7. This was, I think, quite comfortable for me. King h1, rook d8. The moves were relatively logical. Bishop e5 was wrong. Tactics. I didn't even see bishop g3. I was trying to dislodge the knight instead of just like making the bishop go away with bishop g3 and then taking the knight. Again, I had some bishop g3. How does it work now? knight e3. And then you take this one, and then you take this one. I'm missing tactics in these split games. Bishop d4 is like a pawn, which is still winning for me. That was so much easier to, of course, see bishop g3 and knight e3. Later on, okay, it was the later parts of the game are usually time scrambles. So. Not much you can learn from there, but I think this is a good example. This was a good example of the Philidor and how you can get great positions with it. It shows what happens when you put your pieces in good squares. True that. This ed4 sideline, I actually a bit preferred this one over the c6 sideline, because when you play 7 c6, which is the other line we suggested in the course, then it's okay. Now we get the reverse Philidor. Then that's way more popular, and people are more familiar with this. And with this ed4 line, which is rare, if you know the ideas, they're very often surprised and you get great positions. So I'm just gonna do the same as I did in the last game, but reversed. Now if they go here, then you can immediately win, basically, with c4, c5, almost trapping the bishop, bishop a5, a3, and then b4. So I'm just going to play the same plan. They early f5. Okay. Hopefully, now this pawn is going to be even more loose. If I just do the same, I go here. Okay. So now it's time for the second part of the plan. That's bishop d2, or if I'm black, bishop d7, and then try to go for c4, bishop c3, or c5, bishop c6 if you're black, and then try to add more pressure. On this pawn. Knight b4 is possible, but I'm just gonna chase it away sooner or later. My knight in g3 is dumb, that's true. Strategically I need to be careful with it. And now b4 I guess makes the most sense, because taking is not possible because of the pin. So I'm definitely gonna play that, I think. Should have calculated a bit more, because there's take 6 e4. Then I have to take bishop f6, queen f6, d4, then he can take knight c b4, so on. Okay, this one is definitely possible, but now the knight in a6 remains stupid, so definitely happy here. I just need to see the right way to continue, because my pieces are a bit cramped. So taking and going bishop d2 is the first instinct of mine, and I don't see anything too wrong with it. There is no need, I think, to give up the bishop. And to take bishop d4, the bishop could be good. And then I should activate my bishop either with this, or maybe knight e2, knight f4, g3, and here, those are the plans, which I'm considering. Now there is 6 and there is b5. Actually, I don't have to react yet at all. And go maybe queen a4 as well. Queen a4, bishop d7, though queen a5, b6, rook a8, bishop e8, I don't like it. This game I might lose on time, which is not ideal. I know I always say that, but... Okay, let's play it like this. Take 6, b5, knight has to go here, and then queen f3, trying to go rook e1. Try to bring all the pieces to play. But still, these two pieces are a bit stuck. Now bishop b7 is not an idea. Bishop f4. Knight e4 is maybe good. Knight e4 because I'm exploiting the pin. Bishop e7, and then what? Knight g5, h6. I'm not sure if that's any good. I need to play. Let's go bishop f4 then. This game I'll probably lose in time finally. Let's go queen c6. This was the idea of bishop f4 to pose more pressure. What happens if it goes rook b7? No, this hangs. Oh, I forgot that this hangs as well, so they have to take probably. Take. But then, or this first. This works. Maybe it works. This does not bode well. Now my pieces are a bit stuck. Still, I like my position really a lot, honestly. But time is going to cost me in this game, and as it should have costed me in half of the games before this one. My knight and g3 remained poor for the past. And you also see that my opponent did not really play for the position, but just for time. Which is of course a viable strategy, but I just don't care. Still, I don't like to resign games, I won't, but it doesn't change the fact that I care absolutely nothing about absolutely not at all about the result. Still, I'm pretty sure that position was winning for me after I'm pretty sure that position was winning for me after Queen c6, but yeah, it's, what matters is that you completely outplay your opponent. They just play for time and flag, you let them. So yeah, this plan I think worked really well. To b4 because they're basically almost winning after, not almost winning, but much better after 15 moves. At what age should a person start if they want to become a grandmaster? I have no idea. Like in today's world, where all the information is available and where all the openings are so deeply analyzed, you need definitely way less time to become a GM than in the past. So yeah, this was definitely a great position. I'm not sure what was best here. Maybe just take and go rook b1, rook b6. That was quite easy. But this was also surely good. Knight f5. There's against. Oh, actually, this one is actually very easy. Because if you take here, then it's quite winning, and then here you have this. So queen c6. And yeah. Good all the time, but you cannot play with 10 seconds against 3 minutes. For example, if there was even 1 second increment, then pretty sure I would have won this game very easily. But anyway, what's important is that the opening works really well. This time I'm gonna try to play the side line with the other line we suggested with c6, just to show you the different ideas. Knight d4, knight c5, and here the point is just to have the structure and this nice knight on c5, and then later on to play bishop e6, and then try to exchange this and chase the bishop away, but my opponent goes away immediately, which is possible, but now I don't need to play bishop e6 anymore to get rid of the active bishop. Hello to the Eradicator. After boiling down in 1e5 theory, d6 is much more fun, definitely. Because nobody studies d6. Okay, I'm gonna go bishop f8. I'm not scared of this because I'm gonna go h6, bishop f6, queen f6. These endgames are usually quite good, actually. This is a bit confusing to me because now I can go d5. d5, e5. I mean, I should definitely play d5 whenever I can because that destroys this knight for quite a nice period of time. Now I mean, I guess knight e4 is more logical, but I can also go here. Bishop f4. No, I should not play passively. And now, even though I'll get rid of this knight, I also so get some nice squares. I guess I should take first and then decide between knight e4 or knight e6. Both seem quite decent. Knight e4 is more active, but then let's say they go queen d3 or somewhere there. Bishop b4. Then f6 is going to be quite nice, I guess, but there is f3 as well. I need to calculate here. Knight e6 is more positional, it threatens this, and I get rid of the knight. So I'm surely fine. But okay, let's play the more active style. Could change to the black lion. What exactly is the black lion, by the way? I'm not that familiar with opening names, sorry. Yeah, with the queen is on f3, this I like a bit more now for me, because with the queen being here not on e3, now there is no more f3 to dislodge the knight. Now if I get in f6, it could be quite good immediately. At least that's my hope. How do I have so many viewers, actually? It says 78 viewers. So now my opponent wants to have c3 in the air. Makes sense, but I have to do something, so I'll try to also get rid of this. Maybe it was easier to go into e6. Maybe it was just easier. Now I would definitely consider e6 with white, because after takes, then at least some dark squared control will be on white side. Something doesn't feel right here for my opponent. I'm not sure what, and I don't see it, so I'm just gonna go rook f8. Then maybe queen g6 later on, and try to aim my pieces at the king. Could actually be quite dangerous after queen g6. Or queen h6? Where do I want the queen? Let's go to h6. I'm not sure which one is better, but there is some dark squared. It looks nicer. That's not the right way to describe it, to make a move just because it looks nicer. So now, do I take the exchange? I guess I do. Knight g3 is more positional and also very good. Well, let's go here. Now I need to bring all of my pieces into play. Especially the inactive ones, like the rook on a8 and the bishop. It actually traps the queen, maybe? Surprisingly enough. I need to speed up. Because last game you played a popular streamer? Yeah, okay. I don't know, I don't care too much who I'm playing. Anyway, in online chess you never know who or what you're playing. Unfortunately. I should have taken an f3 on rook e1, but I didn't see it. Lovely. Of course I'm still winning, but now it could be a problem with time. Had I taken the queen it would be much easier, of course. Let's go rook e2. I had queen f1, come on. I had queen f1, rook e1 mate. Now I lose in time, definitely. Or not. I had queen f1, I didn't see it. I saw it too late here. Typical trick. But okay. Anyway, this sideline worked quite nicely as well with c6 and a5, at least in this game. Bishop f1 is not the most efficient way to fight this. The main line goes bishop f4, bishop e6, knight e6, fe, e5. It was also suggested by Wesley So in his chessable course. They try it like this. There's also queen f3, there's also b3, some interesting ideas here. The bishop f1 I don't think is that popular. And now the important thing I think is this endgame, which is usually quite good for black, because even though the structure is quite destroyed, you can almost always get in bishop g7, f5, and then in some position, let's just say this bishop g2, you go f5, or okay, let's say they defend the knight, you still go f5, and there's also a Carlsen game against Dragner, I think, from the Olympiad, which was very nice, and then you basically go d5 and play for the dark squared controls, so it's good to know that the endgame is nice. And here I'm very curious, how is he supposed to play here? 94, and what's with 96? This looks like the easier way, maybe. And then just try to push the pawns or something, or go f6 later on. Okay, I wanted more actively. 6 mistake. Rook e4, It did cross my mind, but I didn't really believe in it, honestly. What happens here? Queen f6 I would not have played, I can definitely tell you that, but here there is probably this, and now I don't have g6. Okay, still a fight, but yeah, I would look a bit more about e6, because this I wasn't that sure about. Probably it's very good. Yeah, queen up, yeah, this was, I think, quite nice. Queen g6 was probably also fine, queen h6 looked nicer. So knight g3 here is quite good with bishop d6, bishop d7 and the dark square control, but taking the exchange, like, why not? And then, yeah, it was here it was really dumb that I had not taken, I guess, because if it takes rook e1, it would have been much easier, I think, because there is no counterplay, really. But this was also completely fine. Apparently I blundered something with 20 seconds, and yeah, then it was a big mess. But okay, the Philidor works, that's good. Black line is a variation of the Philidor, d6, h6 and g5. Yeah, that sideline is not objectively as good as the sidelines I'm suggesting here in the course and playing, because objectively you still have these big weaknesses. It's playable still, especially if white goes h3, then it's better than if he doesn't. But yeah, I would not play that line. Definitely, I would always play these two sidelines. My voice is deep. Is there a problem with my voice or with the stream? Please let me know if there is, because it's been known to happen sometimes. Okay. Now we get one of these reversed English reversed Reti systems, which we've had so many times before in the stream. Here, usually it's fine to allow the endgame, because later on when you play c3, this bishop is basically nullified, and then you can try. Okay, if they go here, I should definitely go e5. And now c3 is what you usually play. Not sure if there is any need now with this here. Okay, e3, c4, does that make sense? Knight a3 as well has a point. Okay, I'll go a3, try to go c4. This is actually a very ambitious approach. I just want to stop knight before knight d3 and seize even more space, but it could backfire if my opponent goes for timely f6 and it works for him. Okay, b5. Now, I mean, I want to go here, but f4 hangs. Let's go bishop e2 then. Just attack and try to go c4 next move. Yeah, h3 in that black lion thing, h3 just helps your plan with h6 g5, because you get, whenever you have h3 played, that calls for the opponent's g pawn, and also the same thing works. Sorry, I'm just confused, because doesn't this work? No. And when you have the g3 played, then it calls for the opponent h pawn to come. So bishop b5, rook b5, c4. Why does it not work? I'll find out. Because if he moves the rook, then I won a pawn, and otherwise I get the exchange. Some knight e3. Bishop e3 is good, but this is even better, because if I take these two pieces, the knight will even get trapped. Knight f4, I take this. Okay, this is a pawn. It's not the best of pawns, but it's a pawn. So the problem here is knight c3, here rook b1, there's bishop f5. My rook is has some problems. I can go rook a2, but I definitely don't want to go rook a2. Maybe I should though. Because even though this knight destroys my rook, I didn't see this plan. I thought I would definitely get rid of it with knight d2, but with the bishop, when the bishop came here, it's not so easy. And I have to go here, I guess, this hangs. Okay, I played very badly this game. My opponent plays quickly, plays good, and I'm not, so... Okay, I hate playing such moves, but I think I'll need to look for my king very soon. How are they so good? The elite chess users. Now I just lose after takes 6, rook d4, rook c4. Even stronger, of course. Yeah, this was a masterpiece, I guess, by black. I'm not sure. They got surely. I was supposed to take with the rook. Yeah, why didn't I take with the rook here? Usually you have to take with the bishop because you have not castled yet. But this part of the game was definitely a masterpiece. Like, understanding that bishop b5 is bad to allow the pure center. Yeah. That was definitely very nicely played. Still, out of the opening, it was definitely quite a good position. You take rook d1, then if they go here, there is no knight d5. I have no idea why I took with the bishop. Basically, I took with the bishop because you're usually a tempo down in this position when you're black, and then if you take, you have to take with the bishop, and it's still very good. But, yeah. Okay. That was not ideal. Let's just say that. How many games have I played? 7. No, 6. 6 games I played. I usually play 15 to 20. I usually play 15 to 20 per this session. So I'll do the same today. And apologies for those of you who follow. I don't have the following notifications because I'm just not a professional streamer. I just do this for fun, but it's definitely very much appreciated. It's also the reason why I don't have subs enabled or bits or anything, or why I'm not an affiliate. Now I'm mouse-slipped. Bishop e7 is of course the which is suggested in the course, but yeah. I mouse-slipped, and this is going to be a big problem now. Sorry. Happens. 1d6 is life. I wouldn't call it life, but it's definitely now. This is already a threat, even with knight e5, with the queen hanging there. But okay, this is like 50th game or so which I'm playing in this series. And I don't think I've mouse-slipped even once until this game. Okay, I'll go g6 just so in case of this I go knight h5, and then there is no g6 for white's point of view. You sort of played Bone Cloud, yes, but not deliberately. It's actually a shame because this Rook G1 G4 line has very interesting lines in it, and I was actually hoping that I'll be able to show you some in action, some of the lines and some of the ideas, and now then I Mouseslip King E7 and I cannot do it. But what can you do? I mean, I'm not sure if I want to go B5. B5 is a bit risky. Because then d5 opens things up, and I cannot short castle or long castle because I Mouseslip the king. So I'll just try to wait and develop very slowly. Maybe I'll go a6 first, then if I go b5 it's better, because then after d5 I can go c5 and this is not hanging. So that's some kind of an idea, I guess. I'm not sure how good of an idea, but some kind of an idea. I mean, I guess I should take with the pawn. This would be good if I could exchange the knight, but if knight e5, my opponent will probably keep the pieces on the board. And do I have knight g4 there? Let's try then. Because I have way less space than my opponent, and I definitely should trade pieces if I can. Now the Philidor knight is here, but it can go to a4. It's going to be a huge problem, I guess. So now bishop g4, if I can, I should play. Bishop b6, queen e7. It's not ideal, but the problem is I cannot castle. I'll have to escape somewhere here or something. Bishop, okay, here, take it. The knight blocks this side of the board, so if I can get the bishop to e7 to block the file and the king to g7, of course that takes 5 moves and I'm no way in time with it. I have to go here now, but this hangs. If I'm in time with it, then I might be fine. If I get 5 more moves in, then I'm fine. It tells you how bad of a Mouseslip that was. Some Mouseslips are not so bad, but this one was very bad. Queen a2, queen c3 is a problem. Lovely. I'm gonna go here then. I have to part ways with the pawn, and just king safety is by far my priority in this position. Just try to make it not safe because it's not safe, but at least not checkmated. Let's go here. Okay, king safety at least has been solved for now. That's something. Now I blunder knight e8, which I even saw two moves before, and then I just blundered it for no reason. And now it's going to be a big time scramble. Yeah, there's even queen c8 now. And then you lose, of course. But this opponent was, of course, way too strong in both of the games. After Mouseslip King e7, it's of course very hard. It wasn't even close at any point. Like, even though it felt like I achieved something, it was always completely lost, apparently. Maybe at one point I had something. Anyway, this is definitely not what you signed up for, or what I signed up for. Very interesting ideas. King e7 is not an interesting idea, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm going to play this stuff, which I've played so many times before. I expect to lose this game as well, definitely, because I've had no chances against this opponent in the last 2 games. But anyway, who cares? At least this one we had not had today yet. This structure, which is actually analyzed quite in a quite detailed way in the course, and which I've played many times in the previous streams. And it's quite efficient if you get into timely d4 or queen h4. I won some nice games with it, and I would definitely, with both white and black, because you can play it with both white and black. So this one is definitely something which could be useful for you. So do I go queen h4 or d4? I think I go queen h4 first. Like, why not? d4 can go later. Also, with the bishop down, f5 becomes better than it usually is, as it doesn't hang anymore. So there are also ideas with f5 and bishop h6. Okay, I just don't care too much, so I'm gonna go f5 to show you the typical idea. d4 is maybe better objectively, but I just wanted to play in this way with f5, knight g5 to show the attacking idea. How does this work, actually? Okay, knight g6, maybe. And maybe I was supposed to play d4 first, because now I'm not in time with rook f6. Yeah, fair enough. I'm definitely not playing too well today, but who cares? You were equal? Yeah, maybe at one point. So in this position, probably d4 was quite good, but it's okay. Maybe h6 then. I was expecting h6 g5 here, honestly. Okay, here there is also knight e6 or knight f7. Knight f7 is actually quite interesting. So knight f7, rook f7, this hangs, and knight f7, king f7, there is bishop h5. So maybe they have something, but I don't care too much. I think it works. So I just want to see if it works actually or not. Stick with the bishop. Now bishop f5 is an idea. Bishop h6 is an idea. Okay, if there's nothing direct, what you should usually do is bring one more piece into play. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's go here. Now I have at least the knight as well in the attack. It could help. Is there something direct with bishop h6? Feels like it has to be, but I'm not sure about anything. Is there something simpler? Probably not. There's bishop c5. Okay, let's see. I haven't calculated too much. So knight g6, maybe king g7 is there as well. What if I go some queen h4, then knight g8? If I go queen g6, bishop g7, I think this is quite good actually. Knight g8 I take, bishop g7. I cannot really take here because it's not mate yet. Knight g6, it's not mate. But I can go rook f4, hopefully. And there's knight h7 though. Now this hangs. So maybe I'm losing now. Definitely wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I messed up somewhere big time, I guess. But still, this is a checkmate threat. And after takes, there is this. And in the end, of course, I don't win, but what to do? I really don't care about the results of online chess. Apparently f5 was best. Knight g5. d4. Okay, the engine prefers the positional approach. Or take d4. It also makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I expected h6, this, and g5 somehow. And then I wasn't sure whether to sacrifice. I would probably actually choose queen g3 in the game. But at least I provoked some weaknesses in the black, like in front of the black king. So, yeah, and here, of course, I was supposed to play d4. Because if I go d4 first, then takes, if knight somewhere, then I can take, and then go e5, and then like, unleash everything, and it's a disaster. And here I played too quickly, and then I took here. Then after knight takes, it's again blunder. Bishop h6 actually works. Just knight g6, knight f8. Yeah, maybe that was easier. Queen g6. I guess every move here was a blunder. And apparently the position is still winning. And it's actually winning in a very easy way because if I go here, take. Anyway, I think the game does show the merits of this structure quite nicely. Usually they don't play bishop b7. Usually they start with this and then you go d4 and then have some kind of a nice center with this kind of position. But with bishop b7 it was a bit better for me. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. It was definitely an interesting game. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. It's morning here in Croatia, but I'm trying to do my best. And if there are many viewers, I sincerely hope it's at least useful for you. Okay. So against this opponent, which Philidor have I played against this opponent in the last game? This was the one with c6, right? Let me just check briefly. Yeah, this was the c6 line. So in this game I'm gonna play the d4 line against them, just again to defer a bit and see the ideas. Here, bishop f8, a5. I'm struggling to understand what the right move here is. Is it like a6 followed by bishop d7 c5? I'll try that, not sure. Because if I go bishop d7 first, maybe a6 could be a problem, ba rook a, and then, I don't know, there's knight c6 ideas, and there are some weaknesses in my camp, and here I don't want to allow that many weaknesses. And if we can just do this plan, the following plan next, a4, a5 could be a waste of a move for white, and that's what I'm hoping for at least. 3 a.m. in Texas. Greetings to Texas. I guess you should go to sleep then, quite soon. With the bishop pair, I'm never unhappy. That works here, and there is a point to my opponent's play, because now if I go c6, then there is knight b6, and the square is a problem. But still, with the two bishops, I just don't think I'm any worse. I just need to find some good moves here. Is it some bishop e6 and take, or knight e7 to try to get rid of the knight? I'll try this, just... I don't have to cross the third rank, don't worry. It doesn't matter. Bishops are long-ranged pieces. Rook g3 might be a problem. So if I go knight c6, bishop c4 might be a problem as well. If I go knight c6, rook g3, knight d4. There are some problems here. Bishop c4 is also... My opponent's strategy is definitely not without sense, that's for sure. Okay, my opponent decides to take first. Makes sense as well. If I go g6, bishop c4 is a big problem, I think. I'm under some pressure now. Could have gone queen h4, maybe. I didn't see that move. Queen h4, knight h5, then... Still cannot go g6. No, I'm gonna go queen h4 because I want my queen more active. Attack the knight, and at least it will be loose here. The queen cannot move and so on. Okay, queen f3, that's an alternative, absolutely. I'll go g6 now, knight g6, bishop g7. I'll also go rook e5. And I should definitely do something before I lose in time. The important thing is that I have d5 after bishop c4 now, because this is bent. So, but if I go here, a6 hangs. I mean, it's not that I don't care about it, but I should have gone d5 first, probably. I just want to go d5 and f5 and activate my bishops. Honestly, I need some counterplay. The a-pawn, in any endgame, I'm definitely lost now, because of this passed pawn, but I'm counting on middle game, after f5, f4, or rook e4, that I'll have quite a lot of activity on the dark squares. I'll go f5. Lovely. Blundered even more. So bad. So bad by me. I don't like that last move by my opponent at all. Should have taken the rook. Oh well. But I'm so low on time and the a-pawn is a problem. I'm starting to lose every single game. So this a4, a5, is this some kind of a prep against the course or what? The engine likes it quite a lot. And this is actually best. Bishop g5, I didn't like this for white. Apparently I was completely wrong. Knight f4. Knight c6 best. Rook g3 best. b4 Not fast, but very good. I could not guess any single move by my opponent. King h2 was wrong. Bishop d6. Yeah, I mean, I just blundered knight g6 with 20 seconds on the clock. Should have taken probably like this. I have to keep more pieces on the board. If I get rid of one rook, then what am I going to attack with if I don't have a rook? Yeah, as I've said before, every endgame is lost for me because of the a-pawn. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I'll have to check this line a bit further, because this was very, very like engine-ish. This could have been some engine prep or something. Because it would not occur to me to play like this with bishop g5, bishop f6, that's for sure. Если имаш кој пут на Хрватском, не баш нема гледателја tada. Okay, let's try to win a game or two. How about that? Come on, why are there no opponents? Yeah, so this early a4, a5. So rook e1, bishop f1, h3, and then early a4, a5. Maybe I'll have to update the course. With this. Very often people, like, for example, people buy the Chessable course. People buy the Chessable course, then they find or improve on some of the line or analyze it in bigger depth, and then you suddenly have a problem. Let's go e4, and f4. And now we're again going to get this Reti, or English, or whatever you want to call it, reversed. The c4 plan is quite interesting because it destroys the center like immediately. Now there is no more this d4, but again it does spend some time. And yeah, for example, I'm not sure if I need a4. I'll go here and queen h4, or maybe rook d1 first. Why not rook d1 first? Because if I go queen h4, my opponent will play e6 to trade the queens. Or now, no, he won't. But then this is going to be a problem. So rook d1 after e6 would definitely come in handy. Okay, this I don't like for black. If I go f5, what happens? g5, bishop g5, hg, knight g, knight f6, e5, knight e5, knight e4, bishop e4. Doesn't work. g5, take, knight f6. Is there any other option? I don't really see a good continuation. So I should improve on that line somehow. Yeah, let's make a prophylactic move first. Bishop c2 so that it doesn't hang after any of this. And now this smells wrong for black. I'll play this on instinct. I haven't calculated in great depth, but now I just don't believe in it anymore because checkmate is here, and now I'm threatening f6. Not only I have rook f6, but I have knight e6 as well, so I can basically choose. e5 exists as well, like e5, bishop h7 next. This looks so winning for me. So rook f6, queen h7, king f8 is probably winning, but not ideal. Knight e6 is the simplest, I suppose. And what's with e5? e5, knight e5, bishop h7, king h8. So lost. Actually, it's quite easy. Didn't even see it before. Where's bishop f5 and this, I guess. King here. Take. Knight f7, only move. Or rook f7. And I thought this just wins, but maybe it doesn't. Should not have done this, probably. Then I'm just gonna slow play it with takes. And rook f6 and just say look and 2 pawns up should be enough. I mean, there's certainly 20 different wins, but I think the last 2 white games have shown how dangerous this system can actually be with the attack. Do I play on Chattered.com? Not anymore. Maybe at some point I'll reopen my account if the fair play system gets better. So now the point is takes queen c5. Makes sense. If they go here, then I take this. If here, well, I guess rook f1 then, and they're pinned, but still there is takes rook e8. It's not immediately lost, but I'm 2 pawns up, and it's lost. Not immediately, but who cares? Check. If king e7, there was rook f7 takes, and this, by the way. And now I guess I should just slow play it at knight g5. No rush, bring the last inactive piece into play. Should be good enough. You were winning with rook takes f6 because you have knight e6 in the end, but doesn't the rook from f6 defend? I mean, everything was winning, that's for sure, but doesn't the rook defend? Okay, now I guess I go knight g5. And even though there are like 20 different wins, I guess I should just enter the pawn endgame, not to think about any other. Like, this is just the easiest one. So of course it was winning, everything was winning in that tactics, but I didn't see. I'll see now. You're probably right. I blundered many things, but yeah, I like this idea and this system because you see how dangerous it can be. It can be for black. Bishop c2. It's probably fine. Yeah, now with this weakness, now f5 has to work. I didn't even calculate it in detail. So rook f6, queen h7. The rook defends this. So it's not winning, actually. Rook f6 is wrong. e5, knight e6 is winning, that's for sure. And then you take here, there's bishop d3 as well. It's totally winning, but e5 seemed like the strongest reply. Knight f7. It was actually all good what I played, even though I burned all the time in the world for this. Okay, maybe this is maybe in a game I would of course find this, but with the opponent game just being completely winning and you don't even have to think about anything, it seemed like a logical option. Okay, good game. Hello to Belly Tsuri, not sure if I pronounced that. Rook f6 later. Where rook f6 later? It was surely winning in many different ways. Here. Not here. Here. Doesn't work at any point, no? Objective. Here. Here maybe it was working, but I didn't see a point because now I don't have any checks here. And here I actually played it. So. Anyway, let's keep playing. Now finally we got something different. We've been getting only the Philidors today. Somehow not getting the King's Indians at all. And okay, this is now going to be a good chance to show this double Fianchetto system against the London and how efficient it can be. So if the knight is on d2, then you go queen e8 and d5, and if the knight is on a3, then you can do it immediately without and put the queen on e7. Put the queen on e7 whenever needed. Okay, so with the knight on b5, that's the downside of playing a5, because this can hang, and the knight here can be nicely placed. But of course, for example, if you play rook c8, that's one of the moves here, then they can just repeat, and I'm definitely not a fan of that, even though I'm not sure if my opponent will repeat or not. but there are also different setups and different ideas here. One of them is to push f5 and then just try to maybe go g5, f4 and hope that in that position this bishop, which is usually the pride of London, gets very passive. So now if I go queen g5, what happens? Bishop g3, there is f4. And that's probably fine. If f3, g3 is surely dumb. If f3, bishop h6 maybe? I know c7 is hanging as well, but okay, I have to do something. I'm definitely happy if they go d5, because then this structure remains safe. There are no more d5 or bishop c4 or any ideas. So I want my opponent to do this, and of course they don't want to do this. Now I think I'm gonna start with rook c8, just defend this. If knight a7, then I can go to e8, and it's at least on a better square than it was. Here, f4 is a move to destroy the bishop. That's a strategical move. But then there is takes, and there will be some counterplay. Bishop h6. Bishop h6 is a move, but then bishop c4 again, I guess. And I'm again burning so much time. It's like amazing. Okay, I'll do something which is not standard. I'll take and go here and try to put the knight on d5 or on h5. And there's no, this is probably wrong, but I had to do something. I'm actually quite curious what was the best reply there. Bishop b6. So my opponent thinks it works tactically. He's probably right, unfortunately. Here, knight c7, rook e7, bishop d6. How can they be so quick and so good? Everyone's so much stronger than me. It's not fair. Then I'm gonna go here, hope for the best. Position is so lost for me now that it's hard to explain how lost it is. And now after 20 moves I finally played f4, which I could have gone so long ago. Very curious what I've done wrong in this game, honestly, because I just don't know. 96 is a problem as well. An additional problem. I guess they should take and go knight e6, but at least I can go rook e8 then. And rook f2, there is knight f5. Okay, queen f2 is winning, and they're probably gonna go queen f2 and flag me later on. It's not too hard of a mission to accomplish, with me having 16 seconds on the clock. Indeed. Yeah, nothing works. Nothing works. I was completely outplayed in this game, and I have no idea what I've done wrong. Happens quite a lot on League Chess recently to me. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen in tournament games. At least not that much. Rook e7 is game over on the spot. So yeah. So black is objectively more than fine here. That I know. And rook c8, I know is a move. f5. Yeah. Knight d2 takes, queen g5, f3, all best. Rook c8 blunder. Rook e1 not best. Surprisingly. Take, knight f6. What was I even supposed to do? Just go queen e7, because if I go f4, then I guess there is takes in this. And even though this bishop is bad, my pieces are also stuck and he has the e-file, so that's wrong. e4. This is usually never to be played in this structure, because it opens the bishop at least a bit, and then there is some c4, c5 later on. A lot of things to learn from this game, and this was all best. Rebecca Harris, Dania wants to play. Okay. Let's play against Dania. Good luck, Dania. Hopefully Dania bought the course as well and has some novelties in store. Shout out to Dania. Let's see. If I just play the reverse Philidor, what's he going to do? Okay, the g6 line. I'm gonna play c3 now. Let's play rook e1, bishop f1 here. And now maybe just slow play the line with b3, a3, bishop b2, b4. This is a plan I don't use very often. But when the bishop is here and not here, then it's more efficient, because then there are no b4 breaks. Bishop b2. Hello to Cat's Revenge TV. Let's go b4. The very typical idea. Now b5 is also to be considered. Usually you want to play some b5, then take, then go c4 and create this weakness. That's at least the typical plan. I'm gonna do that here as well. Don't see a reason why not. Especially with the queen being here as well. I feel like e5 could be loose. So let's see what Daniel's gonna do against this. Hello to I am Bahadur, long time no see, if it's the real Bahadur and not an impersonator. Let's go c4. Okay, now after takes, this pawn is still weak, and I do have the bishop pair. Knight b3 I've seen. It's a possibility. If I go queen a7, is e4 a problem? Could be, because bishop g7, e3. And I probably have to keep the queen somewhere. It's gonna go knight c5 though, which is not ideal. I feel like I should have something which I'm not seeing. Maybe I just don't, I'm hallucinating. Okay, maybe I'll just go queen a3 and g3 and something like this. Knight c5 is really good. Oh wait, can't I take? Maybe I forgot how to count, no? Or do I take with the knight? Let's take here, maybe go d4 next. I forgot how to count, unfortunately. That's what chess does to you. There are also some g4 ideas. Can I go g4? No, I cannot. Thanks. Queen f3 or queen e3? Looks nicer here, but I'm not sure it's better. Still g4 exists, and there is no queen g5 anymore. It could be quite good. So with g4, what's the big deal? Honestly, I don't see why it doesn't work, so I'll ask Dania. Dania is lurking, maybe. Big shout out to Dania. He's raided me twice and was supporting me sometimes in my streaming, I won't say career because I'm only doing it for fun, but streaming adventures. F6, I'm gonna go queen c1. Yes. I didn't do so well in Grenka, but I'm glad if I was able to help you, that's for sure. I'll probably get flagged. Danny is an expert in these types of... Oh, that hangs. In this type of time scrambles, and I'm not. Besides, he cares more than me. So, it's definitely fine. But I've still proven that the Philidor is good. That's the important part. Yeah, exactly. So Dania is one of the streamers who has, like, probably alongside with John Bartholomew, who has the most instructive content, which is, I think, very good, because most people, I think Bishop G4 we gave here. No, what was it then? I'm not sure. Rook 8 or what? I don't remember. Or c6, maybe c6 was the move, and then bishop e6 later on with t5. I think this was... But yeah, mostly people who play online chess just try to play for results and not really to help others, and Dania is doing differently. So Dania is doing it differently. Quite a lot of his content is aimed to be instructive, and definitely shout out to him for that, because it helps many amateur and intermediate players to improve really a lot, which is, yeah, really helpful. Again, I think I have a great position. I've achieved everything I want from the Philidor. I have better development. The lack of spaces doesn't exist anymore. If anyone has more space, it's me. So, very glad. And I'm not very glad, but very happy with how the opening went. F5 knight c3 is a problem though. I mean, you can go some knight c5, it's a bit dryish, which I don't like. Knight c5. Okay, this knight is annoying, I'm not sure how else to get rid of it. If bishop g2 happens, could be a problem. Let's go here. I have to take with the queen. Hopefully I'm not blundering something stupid, like knight f6, gf, queen g3, but I think I have king h8 just in time. Bishop h6, rook g8. Hello from Michigan. Really? Is this now... Okay, I've heard of Dania style sacrifices, but this is one step. This game I really should win. We could have gone queen d4 as well, right there. Now I'm a clean piece up. Maybe Dania wants to check how little I care about the results in online chess. Could be. That's why he's, I won't say trolling me or disrespecting, but giving me some free pieces. G5. I mean, I guess queen f4 is the... No, queen f4 doesn't work. Oh, lovely. So I should not have done this. Knight d4 doesn't work as well. Oh well. I'm just trying to eliminate some of my opponent's pieces. Guess that will make things, or at least it should make things easier. But if I go queen e2, then this hangs, and I'm gonna go here and try to attack two things simultaneously. I've lost more winning positions than this against Anya, so maybe he thinks he can give me knight odds. Now what? Let's go king up, just prophylactic move. Let's go here. Now queen c6, I guess. Okay, go f6 first. Slightly improving the king. Definitely, I have not played this in the best possible way. Especially after that move. I'm not even better, maybe. I'm not sure. Still feel like winning the game, even though I don't have an actual. Okay, that says that I cannot win a game with a knight up against someone who is very good in online chess. Why do I spend 30 seconds defending a single pawn? Because, I don't know. Because I'm not good in online chess. Okay, I'll try to go h3, g4. Now we have kind of a King's Gambit reversed, and the King's Gambit itself is not ideal. King's Gambit reversed should be much worse. Hopefully. 2100 rapid rated in chess.com. What would I suggest you to bring it up? Like, you'll need every part of the game, that's for sure. And in which percentage to work on what, that's something you should know better than me, because you know your playing style and your weaknesses. Hello to Neyman 543247. How am I? I'm tired. That's the one word which describes it the best. I'm exhausted after many over-the-board tournaments I've played recently. Let's go here. Keep the pin alive. Annoying give up Danya. Yeah. Probably I would win that game if I actually cared. Take. Now after takes there is, I've seen that this is an option, so after takes there is this queen d5, so take, quite good as well. My original plan was actually to short castle, so I guess I should just do that because the bishop is defended by my knight. Takes still leaves me with a pawn up, and more importantly than a pawn up, I have a safer king, and this bishop is hard to develop. So yeah, now oof. Sure if I should have done this, but doesn't matter. I thought I had something better. Anyway, let's go here. Bishop d7, I guess. I should have put the rook on d1 first. That was stronger. It would be better to destroy some of my opponent's counterplay. Go knight h4 maybe. Try with knight g6. The knight is definitely better placed on g6 than on f3, and it controls e5 from both squares as well. Okay, let's go here. At least the chat is having more fun than me when they're looking Dania play against people. Now I also have rook 8, knight f8, which I didn't see at the start, but Dania is obviously concerned with it. So concerned he's willing to give up a pawn and exchange the queens. But after the last endgame, which I drew with a knight up, I also wouldn't be that concerned if in his place. Let's take... what do I do now? Bishop b7 is good. Let's take... go here, I guess. Try to take this one. And if my opponent moves it, then... I wanted to say I'd be able to go rook d8. I can calculate sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. d3 against me. Now with the knight on f6, it's not really the same setup which I would desire against this. So he led me into playing something I don't really play usually, but still, or at least what's not part of the course. I have played this as well in a couple of instances. b4, maybe I have e4. Okay, I can go bishop 6, knight d7. Yeah, that was a nice puzzle rush trick moment. But it's clear that Danny is not playing it. He's 100%, and neither am I. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out playing him every game. Okay, this one I'm not outplaying him. Okay, here I don't even have to take, actually. Not sure if I should. Usually you should take, but here I'm not that sure because I already have the bishop pair. And okay, am I scared of some takes and knight d5? I don't think so. I can go queen d8, right? Knight d5 immediately, same thing. I can go queen d8. Okay, take. Go knight c5. I mean, now the b file is opened and I can actually play here. Usually I want to see some space and open here in this structure. What's knight d4? It's provoking f5, which I want to play usually. With the idea something like this, takes, f4. Hey, it looks fun. Not sure if it's who it favors and why, but it looks quite fun. So no, it doesn't want to do that. Fair enough. But now at least with f5 I'm not that concerned with my king's safety. There aren't really pieces he can attack me with, I think. And with this bishop, I think opening up the position, or even potential opening of the position, helps me. So we'll see. Okay, this one, now I have several options. If I take here and go knight c5, there is this, and I'm pinned, so that's bad. Originally, I wanted to take, and that's what I should do, surely, and now I have a choice. Maybe I don't have a choice. Yeah, I don't have a choice actually. Knight c5 is not good. I don't have a choice, but now it's absolutely everything I didn't want after knight c4. Still, it's probably not... Oh, I forgot about this move. Okay, that's a problem. I should have gone to a6 and then maybe it would be fine. Still uncomfortable, but maybe fine. And like this, I'm definitely not fine. Like this, it's a huge problem because d6 hangs and falls. And I cannot take the queen. So yeah, this one had quite a good position, but then there was absolutely no need for this rook b6 move. Just helps my opponent. Yeah, I'm so paralyzed in this position. It's actually quite funny. Somewhere between funny and sad. Let's take this. Knight d6 probably the best. I have nothing to attack, that's the problem. There are like 0 targets I can attack, and my bishop, which I was hoping will get... Okay, I'm gonna resign this game. With my bishop, which I hoped will remain open, was stayed closed forever. Okay, let's play 1e4. It's not a part of the course, but it can become. Because now I can play this stuff. Playing a little bit reversed. And now I get my own setup with c3. Or at least the system I've practiced for the last 50 games. At h6. So he wants to play that line with f5, but I don't think that's too like ideal. Too ideal against this. e5 takes. I'm gonna go d4. I'll have bishop e6. Okay, let's go e5. I want to see space. If I can get in d4, it's probably going to be very good. And here, this is better for him, because now he'll get something like this, but they still have a nice center control, I think. And to get the knight in, threatening d5, and so on. So I like my position quite a lot. Again, out of the opening. Here, king h1 is logical, so I'll play it, because knight e5 was a problem. And now I need to be clever. Which I'm not. If I go knight a4, queen c7 or something, or queen a5. Yeah, I can go knight c5, I think. d5, knight e5, knight e5, knight e5. Do I have something there? Queen a4, there's bishop d7. Bishop b5, check bishop d7. So d5 doesn't work. Some bishop b3, then he can take maybe here. So I don't even think I have a choice other than playing this. This. Actually, what's important, knight d4, knight d4, queen c5 doesn't work, because knight d6 takes knight c5. This one I did see. And bishop d5, now if I go e6, I'm opening up his bishop, which I don't want. I also get the g5 square for my knight. It's the good part. Some wild stuff here happening. I might collapse if I don't play, because this pawn is going to hang. Very interesting game thus far, to me at least. Okay, I'm gonna go knight g5. This could be very bad after knight d4 though. Probably is very bad after knight d4. should not have done this, that's for sure. I thought I have something basically here in this position, which absolutely doesn't work because there's bishop c6. Now this game I got completely crushed. This was a very bad game. Muddied waters, but I didn't navigate them well, unfortunately. I had a good position, but they should definitely check out that line or setup. And this is one of the more interesting setups against bishop d3 with knight d7 and d5, which I've suggested in the course. But the first good thing is knight d2 is just quite good for black immediately. If they take with the knight, then there's knight c5. If cd, then I get an isolated pawn, and the only try for an advantage is d5. Then d4 takes, and you have some big craziness going on there. And this position I like really a lot because I'm already a pawn up, and I don't see any counterplay. Why does the clock show milliseconds? I just set it up. You can remove it anytime you want. So here this hangs, so c6 is the most logical move. Knight d4 will be played, and then knight f5 is the idea. I can go to e4. I can also play g6, but g6 there will be bishop h6. This knight is a bit cramped now. I don't really want it here, so I'm gonna put it in e6 to block e6 and also to defend g7 in the future. I feel like it will be important. My opponent can go here and take, which is probably what he should do. Or maybe leave the knight and take it later, but even bishop a3, if he gets the pin, I don't see where it will lead after b6. I think I'm holding everything nicely. I'm trying to improve my calculation visualization. Then tactical puzzles and tactical books you should do without the board, and strategical games you should do with the board. That would be my advice. G6 is an ugly move to play, but I'll have to play it sooner or later probably. And castle first though. There was surely a better way in the opening to annihilate the counterplay. Knight d4 doesn't threaten anything yet, right? So I can go g6 or rook e8 maybe. Yeah, let's go rook e8 because if I can preserve the bishop, I should. In g4, g6. There might be some tactics, and my position is relatively loose. It just goes f4. Now I preserve the bishop. I'm happier than I was a move ago, I think. Tanya's Dark Forest proved too dark. This game, yes. So knight e4 is what I want to play next. Now the knight from f5 is a bit masked by my pieces. And I should go here. And where to go now? G6 probably, or what? G7 probably. Not too sure though, honestly. Okay, let's go here. I didn't even see that move. Not sure if it was best. f5 was concerning me more, even though I have to give up pawn back now. Where do I go? Here maybe. Try to take f4. Also go to h6 if he moves the queen to g4. I'm probably gonna go here. Okay, I have to play something. This is not so much about the pawn, it's more about weakening this knight, then I can maybe dislodge it later on. Let's go here. I'm hoping for g4 actually, for the exchange sack and then knight e4. Yeah, maybe I should do it anyway, I don't know. I only have 19 seconds, so losing this game is the most likely result for me. But I liked the position. I liked the position more or less throughout the game, so I'll definitely call it an opening success. I guess I can take, right? No, I cannot take. Forgot about checkmate. Oh well. Then he's using this advantage to take away all of my rating. What to do? The Philidor worked really well last time. Let's see if it works really well again. I think this is going to be the last game because I'm already streaming for 2 hours and I've played quite a lot of games. Okay. Here I'm gonna play d4, I guess. Just enter this position. I think I need to open things up, everything. Like I need to open up everything before he's in time with this in d5. Then, because I spent a move on bishop e2, which is not ideal. And now, if he goes for e4, this is an option, I guess, because it defends the pawn, and also there's some bishop h5 idea there. Okay, I'll go c3 here, just not to allow knight d4 ideas, and also queen b3 could be useful to have in the air. And I don't really need g3. What do I even need in this position? Okay, I'll go g3 actually. Just a prophylactic move. I don't need it yet, but if this knight moves, then it will be defended. Let's finish the development now. Bring the knight, I guess, to e3. So I need the bishop on f4. Now he wants to take. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this. Should have played probably f3 then. Now it's quite efficient for him, I guess. I'll play the prophylactic rook g1 then. Looks dumb, but now I can at least create some weaknesses in his camp as well. Actually, I'm gonna go here, threaten d5 first. Just include one more piece into play and see what happens. I don't think he had to take on h4 immediately. Okay, queen f7. Now I can choose between this or queen b3, which I'll choose. Maybe I should have played f6. Actually, probably I was supposed to play f6 and just prophylactic bishop f4. I'm not sure what the position is after takes. Queen d5, take, knight c2, king d2. It's probably fine. Bishop takes. This might be even better. Yeah, okay, now I have to castle. I cannot take because f2 would be hanging. And yeah, my strategy should now be just to try to double on the g file and get and like move on from there. Maybe he could have played h6. I didn't even see he can do that. Now I'm allowing him this on purpose if he wants it. I just want to go for some counterplay, which maybe doesn't work at all, but doesn't matter. Now I'll preserve it actually, preserve the bishop if I can. c5 he will get in. Can I take and go rook g6? Queen f4 is a problem. My queen is really out of play now. I need my queen in play. Not sure how to get it in play though. here there is... Okay, let's play a prophylactic move first. If takes and queen takes, I guess it should be quite fine. Let's go away even further, just after some knight g4s or some of these ideas, it could be good. And he just wants to crush me like this. But now my knight will come somewhere there, so could be good. At least I can hope it could be good. Let's go here, maybe queen f4. I just want to play some sacrifice at some good point. Somehow nothing works. This move is probably bad. What am I doing? Come on. Some flagging fun, but of course it's checkmate. Okay, good games. This was the last one. I just blundered my queen, of course, in the time scramble. Danny is and always was much better than me in online chess. Still, this was a fighting game. Probably should have played f3 here, right? Yeah, f3, a bit better. I'll analyze the games quite... yeah, I understood quite quickly that I was supposed to just play for this, and then maybe h5, h6, and this... Now his knights will never become as active as they were in the game, and yeah, here h6 was probably good, I just forgot about that move. And later on, it felt like I had chances. Had to be good here. Rook g6. Yeah, Jinx gives it as completely lost. I don't know, somewhere around here. And then I just didn't see my queen is hanging with 10 seconds. So, yeah. Can take on t5. Well, no, I'm never worse. But okay. What happened in the other games? Yeah, in this one I was much better out of the opening with black. Then somewhere I messed up. I was just supposed to castle apparently, and after knight f5, rook e8, just play the position like this, and like there is zero need to go knight f8. It looked nicer here, but it actually wastes so much time. Yeah. And here there was this. Actually, I was more afraid of f5 here. That's what I said. It was even better. And I know I'm analyzing it from a reversed angle, but yeah, this was what to do. Yeah, this one, knight h6 and f5. Yeah, here I got completely crushed. I surely had a good position. Let's bishop b3 work even. Huh. Interesting lines by the engine. e6 was definitely wrong then, but here if I go bishop e3, what happens after... after takes 6 there's this square, yeah, of course, and knight e5 first does not work because of d and takes, and then I have some tactics which I didn't see at all, and then, yeah, after this I just couldn't find a good move, because if here I thought knight... no, not knight e6, I thought, what did I think? This one, I think. I just didn't know what to do, I thought it was dead loss, and then I spent like 1 minute thinking and then resigned the game. Yeah, this one I had a good position, quite a good position I think. And then I played this stupid rook b6 completely, and like not forgetting about knight d5, but not understanding that everything comes with a tempo later on. And now if my rook was on b7, then I just go knight b6, and okay, it's still not good because of queen c6, but I hold the square. And here I cannot hold the square, and everything collapses. That was wrong. And yeah, in this one, yeah, it was that reversed king's gambit. That was always quite bad for him, I think. And okay, then I actually calculated something correctly there is the first time for everything, I guess. So this was that checkmate. Bishop d5 is also, I wanted to say winning, but apparently it's not. Okay, yeah, this game I was definitely completely winning. This knight of 6, but yeah. And this queen d4 existed as well, as someone in the chat pointed out, which was probably the best move, but I just didn't even consider it. After knight c5, yeah, the logical thing to do is to go for this and make a draw, but where's the fun in that? And of course I was completely winning for the whole game then, until I wasn't. And yeah, it ended in a draw. And the first game I felt like I played in a good way. Felt like I played in a good way with this plan, because it's quite efficient to go for this slow plan when the bishop is on g7 or on g2 when white. Yeah, I just was able to take this, and I was completely winning throughout the game here. This was so completely winning. But, then I messed it up. Where did I mess it up? I mean, I don't know where. When I got into alone time, that's when I messed it up. It's surely winning all the time for me. Okay. With that, I will end the stream, and I will upload, of course, this part on YouTube as well. Same as I've done with all the other parts. This part definitely has not gone my way. I've lost a whole bunch of games, but it doesn't matter at all. Only over the board chess matters. And yeah, I will definitely see you all some other time. I'll keep doing this next week. Not next week, but I'll keep doing this weekly. This episodes, people seem to enjoy it. Thanks to everyone for watching, following stream, listening to the stream, learning stuff, and for the support. Really appreciate it. Use the Chessable command if you want to find out more about the Chessable course, and use the YouTube command. Use the YouTube command to check all the previous content, which I've done on 1d6. And we're going to raid on a continent. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again, and bye.